What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with that analysis breakdown on Michael Porter Jr. He's a great finisher, rolling to the rim and being in that ducker spot or cut into the rim. And if you give him an angle, if you give him room, if you give him space, he will eat that space up quickly and finish at the rim, even if he has to use his length and his size to be able to get that shot to go in. He also has a little bit of a handle. If you give him space or you try to sag off of him a little bit, he can stop and pop and hit a mid-range jumper. He's good at that too. I also like the fact that he can make his threes. He's about a 38 to 40% three-point shooter depending on the year. He can catch and shoot it in your face, knock it down quickly. He can also come off screens and be able to knock down that shot. He can also just pull it up in general by himself and just hit it with confidence, and he's going to shoot it with authority. He also can catch and shoot and let it fly quickly. He has a very fast, quick release, and he has an amazing shot when it comes off, and he knocks it down at a great clip. And he takes some bad shots here and there, some rush shots here and there, but he's fearless, and that's what makes him a great shooter, is because he's usually ready. He's a good offensive rebound. He's about 1.8 offensive rebounds per game. He crashes the board with effort. He wants the rebounds. He wants to be able to go up and get it, and he does have success doing it, and he does score a lot of points that way too, because he just goes straight up and try to put it back in without hesitating and overthinking when he's in the paint, and he can pogo stick with one hand and go right up and put it back in that way too. He's also a guy that leaks out sometimes for transition. He gets easy opportunities that way. He finds ways to fit within the offense and not try to be too destructive. And being a transition player is the best way to score easy points besides trying to catch and shoot and keep the ball moving. And I think that that's something that he's really good at, using that speed and that athleticism and that size to get out and get some easy baskets for himself. And he's also not a bad passer. He's a good entry passer. He reads and just makes the right pass. He's taller, so he can see over the defenders that's guarding him, and then it's just easier to make the pass even if he's in the paint. And then it's just about making it clean so that way his teammate can catch it and finish. And he can also do that in the low post too. So that's very impressive for a guy his age. He averaged about 2.7 assists, and he also can keep the ball moving to pass up a good shot or a great shot for a better shot, and he's willing to do that too. I look at a guy like Michael Porter Jr., he does a lot of things that's team friendly, plays within the flow of the offense, take quality looks most of the time when it comes to shot selection, and just very smart and very patient when he's trying to find a shot for himself if it's not at the 3 point line. And he can camouflage within the offense real well. If you can set him up for a shot, he'll take it. But he also will move the ball if it's needed, and he also is a guy that doesn't need the ball a whole lot to be happy or to be satisfied. But he is one of those guys that if he learns how to handle the ball a little bit better, if he learns how to stop and pop a little bit better, he can average more points. This is a guy that averaged 19 points a game one time in the season, and he was playing with other good players. Now, in the situation that he's in now in Brooklyn, it might be easier to guard him because you can focus in on him. You don't have to worry about focusing in on too many other players. So it might make things more harder and make things more difficult for him to score. His efficiency might take a hit, but if he can continue to find ways to play on and off the ball and just try to take the best look he can and turn down some of those double teams that he might see and just try to make the right pass or make the right pass early, I think he can still punish defenses. I mean, he averaging 2.7 assists when he was in Denver. I can see that being a little higher since he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more, and the opportunity might be there to score too. Because he is a guy that he can get to the basket. He didn't do it a lot in Denver because he didn't really have to. They had guys that can make it easier for him to score around the rim. Of course, his efficiency is going to go down probably because now it might be a little bit more contested. Now they might send somebody over to make it a little bit tougher to get a clean look at it. He's going to have to find a way to either hit a floater or try to find a way to explode faster. That's the problem with having those back injuries. It sapped him from a lot of his athleticism and a lot of his mobility. versatility, but he still have shown that if you don't pay attention to you, he can burn you with backdoor cuts and rolls to the rim. And that's something that's going to be important for him if he wants to be known as one of the better players in the league. I know that they've been pushing him. They've been seeing a lot of things that he can work on and improve on and grow as a player on. And I think it's going to happen because you have the whole off season to figure out what can I do to be a better player, and this team needs him to be a better player. They're going to push him to be the best version of himself. This is an opportunity that people feel like he wanted coming into the NBA. Obviously, he was said to be more of a role player in Denver. Made sense because Jokic is a better player and he is a more skilled player and he is a great still team player. But it is good to still see you have an opportunity to show what you can do at your fullest. And I did feel like Denver was a team that found a way to use him more team oriented. Now we get to see him do more solo things, the more flashier side of the game. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough to watch some nights, but it's just all part of maturation. You have to learn, you have to see it, you have to watch it, you have to adjust to it. And that just makes you a more adaptable player. And if he's able to do that like he did it in high school, then he can easily be a 22 to 25 point scorer. The shots are going to be there. The opportunity is going to be there. It just, can he make the right plays, make the right decisions, and make the right shots when they're there? And he showed that in Denver he can. Now it's just about you going to have to score more, and you're going to have to find other ways to use your handle and use your size to your advantage to be able to do that. Maybe he adds a fadeaway. Maybe he adds a pull-up jumper for mid-range if they try to sag too far off him to stop him from getting to the basket. Or he can use that as a counter when he runs off that three-point line because they try to close out to him. And then he can just make that shot consistently like I showed in the breakdown. And if he does that, that's 2 points instead of none. And that bump you up from 18 a game like he averaged last year to 20 a game, which is an improvement. We have seen a lot of young players get into that 20 range already. And it just shows you that the new rules with the freedom of movement, you can't really touch people, you can't really bump people, you can't really interrupt people without it being a foul. And if it's a foul, Michael Porter Jr. has shown that he can be a decent free throw shooter in this league. He has shot 80% multiple times in his career during the entire season. So that will be something else. Using your size to get closer to the basket, using your size, to make it more difficult for smaller guards, calling for switches so you can get the smarter player on you. We've seen Tim get the offensive rebound. That's something he's going to have to continue to do. 7 boards a game is really good, especially playing with a player like Jokic who dominates the rebounds. But now you get more. And if you get more chances to get offensive rebounds, say let's go from 2.8 to 3.8, then that's another 5, 6, 7, 8 points that you can get, and that can bump you up from 18 to 25 easily. And you can still do it efficiently since you're right near and close to the basket like he has done before. His game translates to being a starter. That's why he was basically almost a starter from day one, even in the team that was making the playoffs. He started 8 games his first season as a rookie and then became a fixture that second year, and then he just held on to that spot. And even in, playing in a role where he was a champion by earning his minutes and earning his role and being better on the rebounds and the defense and still being a complimentary player. Now he has the freedom to do more things with the ball. Now he's going to be asked to do more things with the ball, and we're going to see if he can evolve and be an all-around player that can rebound, pass, defend a little bit, because it's going to be hard to do that since they don't have great defenders on the Nets just yet. It's a team thing. You got to have help defenders. You have to have communications and things like that for your defense to be great as an individual defender and as a help defender and as a team defender. But he also is still showing you that he has more upside as a scorer, especially after those back surgeries was successful, it looks like. And he does look like he wants to be great. He does look like he's going to want to be pushed as hard as he can be. And now it's just about seeing the results that's needed. And what we want to see is, can he really be one of the better wings in this league like we thought that he possibly could be in high school pre-injury? And now we get to see if it's going to be something that's reality, or then we're going to see if he really can't do it. But it's still good to know. I mean, you won a championship, might as well try to show that you can be an all-star too, and try to help the Nets go from rebuilding to a playoff team again in the future. May not happen the first season, but they should be able to get there eventually. And if they don't, well, at least you know, at least you tried, and you can just go back to being a complimentary player for good teams again, possibly in the future. He is a little older. He's not a 22-year-old or 23-year-old anymore. So people have to realize that he's 27. But this is an opportunity that most people want. You won a championship. You got paid. Now you have a chance to possibly be an all-star and known as one of the better players. So take it, embody it, embrace it, and go out there and put the hardest work that you could as you can the next couple years and show that I belong to be in the place as one of the best. Now, it might sound a little crazy because we've been seeing Michael Porter not be one of those players, and people have been blaming him for Denver not being successful and why they never could win the last couple years. He was the problem. They got to get rid of Michael Porter. They got to get off Michael Porter during contract. Now they got off of it. Now he can go out there and say, this is what y'all lost. They not going to complain too much because they got depth, and that increases their chance to win. But now he has a chance to show how good he really is, and he can make people look a little crazy because he might be an all-star caliber player, by the end of his career. He might not do it every year. He might not be perennial. He might not be a Hall of Famer, but at least he can have some great seasons to look back on to say, man, I was that guy. I was him in this league. And it will be fun to brag about that, for many years. You grew up being a Kevin Durant fan. You grew up being a T-Mac fan. And those guys, when they had the opportunity to show that they can be some of the best forwards and wings in the league, they did it. And now you have the same opportunity to put your name in that category too. It may not sound like what people want to hear, but Michael Porter Jr. got game. He can play. And if he can work on that handle and work on using that body in different angles and different ways and work on that mid-range pull-up a little bit and continue to hit his free throws and make his threes and not force up too many threes and settle, this man can put up 20-plus points easily. And I think that this is a season where he possibly can do it, and if not, the next one. And we'll just see if they can win games with him improving his game and growing as a player and being a better player and becoming one. And now it's just about waiting and seeing. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do a conversation video just like this of various NBA-only topics. Also do basketball breakdowns just like this of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. And also do mock draft and draft coverage. Plus, I got over 3,000 plus videos that's already on my channel that you can watch and enjoy right now. And it's free. That's the best part about it. Plus, I upload videos basically every single day. So if you love this type of content, you can't get enough of it. This is the channel for you. And you will be happy if you haven't been subscribed or you haven't been a fan yet to be a part of this channel once you see everything that I do and you see how it turns out and you see how entertaining it is. And look at this channel as a form of entertainment for basketball content, especially NBA. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for checking out the channel. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for the notification bell to get it as soon as it comes out. And thank y'all for all the support in the past and also in the present and hopefully in the future. And thank y'all for supporting and appreciating the content for what it is. And all I can say is thank y'all for making time for me. Thank y'all for continuing to come back for those who do. And peace out. See y'all later today or tomorrow. And more content on the way, hopefully. Y'all stay blessed up. Gone.